Hey guys, how are we doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Forex update for the day. So we will go over to those charts. So yeah, Euro US dollar first. Yeah, you can, well, sorry, I'll go to the daily first. So yeah, you can see looking quite bullish here. Potentially looking at printing a daily 9 in a couple of days, but as it stands at the moment, making good progress upwards. We have got this trend line which we are actually quite far away from at the moment, so I mean we could potentially get a move above this horizontal, then the daily 9 bring us back to test it, and then, well, it will either break down or break above from there. But yeah, looking quite constructive and quite bullish, so that is good. This has gone obviously from being a bearish pairing to a bullish pairing in my fundamental view, but that just went clearly from a dollar bullish to a dollar bearish perspective. So that's just it. That just flipped as the regime changed. So TD Sequential wise, that's what we've got on the daily. 12 hour looking like a little bit of a sort of doji candle here, where we're looking to come below. So maybe this is going to signal us a bit of a move down towards the bottom of the trend, and we may not get that daily 9. So yeah, that may happen, may come back and test this trend line again. Let's just have a look where these moving averages are. Yeah, the 21, well, the 21 at the moment is about at the trend line, but that'd be a pretty savage move to do in one day. But obviously we're getting moves like that. But yeah, I'd expect this to probably potentially curl back up and then probably test it around up here. But that's pure speculation anyway. Let's look at the 4 hour. Here we go, the 4 hour, just waiting for the TD to load. Yeah, 4 hour again. Yeah, it is looking constructive though. I mean, it is looking like if we do have a test down, it will be a buying opportunity, and we are looking for basically a move up. So yeah, that's your US dollar. Nothing really on any of the TDs to look at. So right, cable, let's have a look at cable. Looking very strong here, looking very good. Yeah, looking very good. We had this obviously descending channel trend line, and this horizontal, which we bounced nice off the horizontal, broke the trend line, and now we're making nice progress up towards the 200 day. I would expect the 200 day to offer a bit of resistance. We've got this horizontal here that we're now nicely through. Yeah, but obviously 200 day resistance, it's probably going to do something to the price. I mean, quite likely we'll get a pump through on the 9, and then come back down, test a bit of downside, maybe test the 21, and then may continue on upwards. That would be a reasonable scenario for this asset. And then 12 hour zeroing in on the 9 at some point in the next well, unless we obviously sell off, but in the next 24 hours. But yeah, looking very constructive. Was a great trade after the break of this trend line, and yeah, nice move up. 4 hour, nothing TD wise in the 4 hour, but we'll have a 4 hour 9 coming up, so that could actually signal a little bit of downside. 4 hour 9 well, it will be in 6. The 9 will be in 6 hours. Obviously that candle will then close in 10 hours. So yeah, that is definitely something worth looking out for, really. I think we are going to get a bit more of a squeeze up to the 200 day, maybe pop above the 200 day, and then we will see a bit of a cool off. So will it come as deep as the 21, daily 21? Maybe. Well, maybe we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, right, so dollar index looking weaker again today. Here's a daily drop that horizontal we had. This is the converse of the trade. This is obviously the opposite of the dollar, looking like we could potentially get a nice daily 9 bounce at this horizontal support. So that's realistically what I'm looking for. So at the moment you should just be in a short trade on this one, and yeah, just running your profits, waiting for that daily 9. So nothing TD wise on the 12 hour, and we did have a 4 hour 9, didn't we? Yeah, it was this one. It was that one. It was a while back, wasn't it? It was that one. I say a while back, 2 days ago. Did bounce the price a bit once we took out obviously the low, which we did here. We then proceeded to the downside. So yeah, kind of expecting just more downside in this until we get a TD reversal. That's kind of what I'm looking at there. Euro pound. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, it's looking weak. This is again another one looking weak, but a couple more days till we get the daily 9. So realistically, we are in a bit of a no man's area, no man's zone. So really, no man's territory. That's it. No real reason to be in a trade other than the short trade from the breakdown of here. But yeah, yeah, just waiting for that daily 9. Have we got anything on the 12-hour? Nothing really on the 12-hour to look at, nothing really on the 12-hour, and nothing on the 4-hour either. So really, this is just probably just going to float its way down, if that's even a thing. Do you float up? Can you float down? But yeah, I think it should just float its way down until it finds some sort of daily TD9 support. We got some these. I swear, how do these move? But anyway, we'll straighten this up a little bit. Here we go. That's 2 lines, isn't it? Oh, should we just delete that one? And then extend this one. There we go. That makes it a bit cleaner, doesn't it? Right. So, Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Yeah, this is basically just consolidating here, consolidating sideways. Moving averages very obviously just showing there's no real trend here. So. We just got to wait for a trend to establish, really, probably with a break of either of these 2 horizontals we've got, which to extend this one, either these 2 horizontals, either to the upside or the downside. We'll delete this one also now. But yeah, kind of just waiting for basically a trend to emerge. Not really, not much we can look into here. Not even much of a fading the edges of the actual the formation we're in. So. Yeah, just gotta wait in this one. Wait for it to show us its hand. Obviously, the downside move will probably be more vicious if we get one. Upside will probably just keep flowing upwards with this trend. So, yeah, we'll obviously have to keep monitoring that for a break of that trend. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Let's go to the daily first. So we have got a daily 9 coming up on the next candle. So I mean, realistically, is this getting front ran? Maybe, maybe not. I don't risk taking trades on 8-hour candles just because obviously the 9s can accelerate. So I mean, potentially we're going to have the 9 candle. Potentially a fake out and move below. We've got the 200-day in sight. Yeah, and this horizontal. Could we get a swift move down? Maybe, but if not, we'll just have to monitor it and see what happens with this daily 9. Obviously, daily 9s are important. Nothing really here on the 12-hour. But yeah, I mean, I would expect to squeeze down into this 9 would be what I'd expect, just based on just previous experience of just how the TD works. Maybe expect to squeeze down. Plus, we've got the horizontal support there anyway. Nothing 4-hour to read from this. Nothing for our to read, and yeah, just checking out this moving averages as well. Yeah, we're getting quite away from the 21. So yeah, maybe it's squeezed down. US dollar, Japanese yen, at a horizontal level that we could potentially bounce from. So it's a case of, do we bounce or do we break it? Not much TD wise we can really look into that. It's just a bit flat at the moment. There won't be anything on the 12-hour either. But yeah, so kind of waiting for either break below here, trigger a move down to here, or basically a bounce off here. Where's the daily 200? Yeah, maybe a bounce off to the daily 200. Let's look at the 4-hour. We must have got a 4-hour 9 somewhere on here. No, we didn't. So yeah, just not a lot of direction. We are close though. We are close to breaking below here, which I think will trigger quite a bit of downside. But obviously if we start to reject and start to come back up, which we're looking like we may do, then yeah, potential upside, probably up towards, probably just float our way up towards the 200-day. That was a better use of the word float, wasn't it? Because we were floating upwards that time. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Daily, yeah, I mean, it's looking weak. This is one we're kind of looking at. I've got a trend line in here. I don't really know how much I want to draw it because we are a little bit cluttered, but I will draw it because I can't just not draw it because it is important. So yeah, I would potentially be looking at, if we break above this trend line, which will obviously be the daily 221 as well. We are a long way away from the 200, but yeah, I think that will trigger a big move upwards, I would believe. But obviously we have got it is a potential descending triangle, so we can reject from here and come down. So yeah, you really want to wait for the breakout. Maybe trade the breakout with a tight stop and then look for a retest and then basically buy the retest. But failing that, if we fail to break this and we come down, I mean, we are looking at downside. If we take out this level here, just move this up a little bit. If we take out this level here, we are looking at downside. So yeah, could be an interesting trade in this one coming up soon. Yeah, 12 hour, nothing really TD wise. You can kind of just see what we're looking at there, just a bit more zoomed in. And then 4 hour, not a lot to read off the 4 hour. Looking like we could get a 4 hour 9 basically around the levels, so I think that would probably be enough to send us down. So yeah, watch out for that. So we got this highlighted, this Euro Japanese yen. Yeah, roughly at the trend line. Nice moving average posture. I mean, you'd really expect this to be a buy, just to basically get supported here and move on upwards, take out these highs and go on upwards. That's kind of what I'll be looking at here. 12 hour, you can see it a bit clearly. These long wicks though make me think maybe the upside isn't gonna be the easiest task. We obviously are getting rejected on any rallies here on all these 12 hour candles and ending up closing lower with long wicks. So that is not bullish. That is not bullish, put it that way. So maybe, let's look at this daily again. Maybe this is a case of an ascending wedge. Oh, I can't draw it. We've got drawing tools locked. No, maybe this is an ascending wedge. Maybe it is. Maybe. So yeah, maybe we are going to drop out of this. Maybe we are going to drop out of this and then continue this original move we had down from this daily 9. So yeah, definitely something to watch out for here. Looks like we did have the bounce off that level there, so but we will get rid of this arrow now. Just declutter. We'll declutter and we'll just move that out there, make it look a bit neater. But yeah, potential ascending wedge here, but either way, the trend line, the bottom of the trend line, doesn't really matter what we're drawing at the top, what we're calling it, a channel wedge or whatever. But this is looking toppy. It is looking toppy based on this 12 hour. And we are at a 12 hour, yeah, I mean, we have got this line drawn as well, this 12 hour horizontal. So probably why we're having a bit of problem here. But if we drop out of here, the 200 daily is calling. So we could have a nice short trade in this asset. We could. Obviously, if we don't break out, I mean, we'll just keep drifting upwards. So let's look at the 12 hour. Nothing really TD wise on the 12 hour, but you can just see the wedge a bit better, a bit more clear. And then the 4 hour, nothing really TD on the 4 hour. But yeah, I'll be watching this because this is potentially going to have a breakdown. If it doesn't break down, there's no trade. If it does break down, we could have a nice trade in this. US dollar, Canadian dollar. Let's move this up a bit. Looking a bit like a head and shoulders here at this low. This is looking weak, this is. Yeah, if we do lose this, which we're looking like we are, then yeah, I mean, this is really our target down here. Initial target, and then we've got this drawn, but I mean, yeah, lower obviously. If we lose that, it would just be just nothing but air, really. Yeah, this is looking weak. This is looking weak. Obviously, US dollar looking weak compared to lots of things. And yeah, so yeah, potential move down in here. Potential move down going to be triggered pretty soon once we lose this level. Yeah, we had an attempted rally and got swiftly rejected. 409 coming up soon. 409 literally did reject us down. Maybe another little bit of a weak, anemic, weak bounce, and then we will then be going for broke to the downside. Aussie dollar, US dollar, constructive price action looking here. Yeah, just constructive looking. Yeah, I mean, I'll be waiting for this. Hopefully you'd get a daily 9 up here and a nice sell trade, even if we only really come down to the 21. But yeah, that's what I'll be looking. So obviously we've got to wait for this to play out now. No real trade at the moment. You wouldn't really want to short it prematurely or anything else. And yeah, 4 hour 9 incoming as well, as long as we hold up here. We'll have to move up a little. We'd have to move up a little bit actually to get the 4 hour 9. But yeah, so that looking like an interesting trade. Also, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. We know this is relatively similar. Look at that. Yeah, so got to keep an eye out for these tomorrow for the 9s, the daily 9s at these highs. Because I mean, wherever we get caught, I don't know, but potentially we could just get a retrace and move back. 12 hour. 12 hour, not too much to read in that. And yeah, the 4 hour, not much to read TD wise either. US dollar Swiss franc, this is another one that's going to be looking weak due to the dollar. But we have got a 9 incoming again. Lots of 9s incoming. So there'll be some interesting trade ideas in there tomorrow, basically. Interesting entries, interesting setups for trades. So yeah, we'll probably probably produce a few TradingView trade ideas for those. But yeah, this is looking like I mean, obviously, you guys know that on the basis that I do look for extension into the 9 candle, you wouldn't want to be buying prematurely, even though we're at this support. But yeah, just wait to see how the 9 candle plays out. Do we get a fake out below, a quick squeeze down, and then get back up again, and then a retrace upwards? That would be a likely scenario. And then yeah, 12 hour 9 didn't really help us much. Yeah, I mean, it didn't at all help reverse the price. US dollar Brazilian real, to get to that daily. Yeah, in a bit of a range, not really much to read into this. I won't really be looking too much for trades in this area, in this zone. And US dollar Mexican peso daily. Yeah, I mean, if I was looking for a trade, it would be a sell trade. It would be a sell trade at this resistance. Pretty much sort of back tested that trend line, and yeah, I'll be expecting to move down to the 200 daily would be what I think would happen in this. Yeah, some nice reversal candles. I mean, there's no real TD trade here, but this is obviously the level. We break below here, yeah, I think that will then trigger some downside, and we'll just borrow this arrow. Here we go. We can declutter, recycle the arrows. We don't want to waste those pixels. Right, so there we go. That's what we're kind of looking at here. On the 4 hour, anything TD wise, the 4 hour, nothing really. Nearly got a 9 there. Right, so US dollar, Turkish lira, daily. Oh, we're just still in a. We can't. Nothing we can do with this, guys. Nothing we can do. Just got to wait for the break, because when the break comes, it could be pretty big. Probably be a nice move, because obviously based on how low the vol is, so, and obviously low vol leads to high vol. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys on the next one.